Hello, YouTubers and lovers of liberty and truth and all that good stuff. I'm Infoman65. That's my YouTube channel. Just want to share an experience I had uh, on August the 15th, 2011. I was listening to a syndicated radio talk show host out of Atlanta named Neil Boortz. He's on WSB 750 AM, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday. And this was Monday after the Ames, Iowa debates, and of course on Saturday Perry threw his name in the hat after the debates. And I was listening to the show, and he just was going on about how Michelle Bachmann had won the poll, and how he wished his buddy Herman Cain here in Atlanta had came in fifth, would have done much better. And then he started talking about how Rick Perry threw his name in the hat to run for president after the fact the debates were over, dodging one of the bullets, in my opinion. And I was listening to the show for an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, and he never once brought up Ron Paul, who came in second place, 151 votes from Michelle Bachmann. And I'm like, kept waiting to see if he's going to bring up Ron Paul. Never heard it. I guess sometime during the show he must have got aggravated because he must have been getting a lot of phone calls, because he comes back and he says, hold on. Look, I'm getting all these calls. People want to know why I'm not discussing Ron Paul. He said, in a moment after the commercial, he said, I'm going to tell you why I'm not discussing Ron Paul. So after he come back after the break, he said the reason he wasn't discussing Ron Paul was because of the Ron Paul supporters. If Herman Cain would have came in second place, I don't give a damn if it was aliens on another planet that landed down here. It wouldn't matter. Believe you me, and they supported Herman Cain, it would be A-OK with Boortz. But for some strange reason, he doesn't want to discuss Ron Paul because of who supports Ron Paul. Well, that's American people like me. Ron Paul is a real American. Now, I don't know what Neil Boortz is afraid of, except his buddy Herman Cain ain't got a chance in hell in winning the primary, I'll guarantee you that. But he did not want to discuss Ron Paul. And I just want people out there to be aware of these kind of talk show hosts. He just rubbed elbows with Rick Perry. He goes and eats lunch with him, bragged about all this stuff. Neil Boortz is a good bragger. He's a silver-tongued lawyer behind a microphone that knows what he's doing. Rush Limbaugh is another one. They all talk bad about, I've noticed, about Ron Paul. Sean Hannity's had him on the show and turn around the next day and call him a kook, and all the man does is support and believe in the Constitution of the United States and is an expert in our monetary system and understands why America is being destroyed and wants to fix it. But there's a system of control out there. There's an establishment of control over our country, and they don't want to lose control of it. The left and the right both play a role in it. They're hand in glove. And you have the fake talk show host on radio just like you do on television. They're feeding you a bunch of lies and hoping that you're going to believe it. But at the same time, these guys supposedly have all this knowledge, but they don't come out and tell you the things like Michelle Bachmann. And you could do a search on this for yourself and find out. Michelle Bachmann paid 4,000 people to vote for her on those Ames polls. If you think I'm kidding you, run you a search engine. Bachmann pays for votes in Ames, or bought votes in Ames, whatever. And they'll come up. And she admitted it. She's a former IRS, tax collector. She claims her excuse now is that the only reason she went to work for the IRS is she wanted to know how the enemy worked inside. Yeah, right. Herman Cain used to work for the Federal Reserve in Kansas City, which is what Ron Paul is. His main goal is to tear down the Federal Reserve because they're the ones that's robbing us. And then we have Rick Perry, used to be the campaign chairman for Al Gore. See, all these people, they all know each other. Rick Perry knows Neil Boortz, and he knows Herman Cain, and Neil Boortz knows Sean Hannity, and Sean Hannity knows Rush Limbaugh. All these guys, they all know each other. It's a system of control over your mind, people. Break out and find a real candidate and the person that needs to be and should be the President of the United States, the next President of the United States. And the sooner the better. His name is Ron Paul. Go to ronpaul2012.com and find out what he really is all about. Here's some good information, too. If you want to break out and get into some alternative radio and some alternative news that you're going to really open up your mind and show you what I know now about people like Neil Boortz, go to Infowars.com or listen to Michael Savage. Michael Savage is the only one that's really out there, and I think in the top 5. Alex is the number 1 on the internet and catching up fast in radio is Michael Savage. And he's been viciously attacked by those people as well. They're in these positions, folks, to keep the power of control over us. And you've got to break through it. And if Ron Paul is not elected and made it in the primary, the United States is in a whole lot of trouble. I appreciate your time. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I just want to speak from my heart to be aware of those kind of people. I'd like for you to call Neil Boortz to get a chance. Ask him how come he wants to take the number 2 man who's a true libertarian, which Neil Boortz claims he is, but he's not. And ask him what he's so afraid of about Ron Paul. And watch what kind of response you get. He'll cut you off so fast, or he'll hit that mute button. Oh, we must have lost you. That's Neil Boortz. Ron Paul 2012, folks. That's it. We're done. I'm Info Man 65. It's my first video. Give me a break.